And as the conversation continues, we move ahead, ladies and gentlemen, for our next topic of interest. We're talking about AI and account aggregators, powering the EASE 8.0 compliance and innovation in public sector banking. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we have with us the growth specialist at Finarkin who's going to be joining us. Somebody who looks at smart API products, including account aggregator solutions, of course, focusing thereby on the BFSI organizations. Let's give a big round of applause as we welcome on stage Mr. Pranav Bhoge.
Hello everyone. So thanks for that introduction. Myself, Pranav, I work with Finarkin on some of the growth and solutioning related initiatives here. Along with me is Rajan from our team. So yeah, this mostly would be like a knowledge sharing session more than a pitch or talking about the solution that we provide. But again, as we come to the end of the session, I would also like to touch upon some of the solutions that we are providing in alignment to EASE that can help the public sector banks to align better and improve their score. But yeah. Yeah. So just before that, let's begin with an introduction on what EASE is actually. So basically the EASE reforms agenda was conceptualized during 2015, around 2015 by Mr. Narendra Modi and the government. EASE is basically the enhanced access and services excellence, which is kind of a framework that is brought about to keep the guardrails aligned with respect to how the development of a banking entity should be and how they can align better with social and economic purposes of the society. So basically, initially it was all stressed on the stressed assets and non-performing assets. But now, as and how that keeps reducing and the economy keeps growing, that is where the focus is now shifting to how the customer experience can be improved, how a climate impact can be established at the same time, as we ensure a good business growth or a good growth on the banking business side. So, EASE 7.0 was something that was going on for the financial year 24-25. There were certain themes that were set out, and then the banks were tracked in lines to those themes as to where they could reach, and they were scored accordingly. So let's just have a look at what these themes were. So there were 5 thematic pillars, so to say. Basically, one was banking towards Vikasit Bharat, which includes the MSME customer acquisition and digital banking growth. Wherein government not only brought about this into this framework, but again something like an OCEN, which is Open Credit Enablement Network, which is to bridge that gap of credit gap on the MSME side because of the lack of data that is there for maybe an underwriting purpose. So that MSMEs have always been a focus when it comes to new initiatives of the government. But again, government also gave that mandate to maybe identify a champion sector, then how women banking penetration and women entrepreneurship support can be given. CASA growth acceleration has always been on the agenda. Diversified agri and rural lending beyond the Kisan credit card that was already there. And then it was climate lending capabilities and risk assessment. So this theme was around towards Vikasit Bharat. The other theme again was around excellence in customer service, wherein how the customer experience can evolve across channels as and how now today the channels are improving and going beyond the kind of assisted models or kind of a human model. They have gone beyond a lot, and recently they have gone above and beyond because of the AI part that is coming through and that has been growing in the industry. Then again, how the customer relationships can be deepened with respect to maybe improving on the personalization of customer touch points and some other points like that. Then there is efficient processes for convenience, basically, for example, improving daily life processes for the customer and improving the banking experience for the customer, which is at the center of maybe a customer satisfaction improvement. Then the third theme was around adoption of new age technologies. Gen AI again has been at the forefront of every industry today, and that's what the government took cognizance of and brought it into this theme as well. Data governance and analytics, digitally enabled operating models, and cloud adoption for scalability, which was everything has been on premise since the very beginning. But how it can be kind of an agile and an asset light model, and how things can be moved to cloud. That is where the cloud adoption has also been kept at focus. Then there is efficient risk or fraud management, be it an operational risk, be it a cyber risk, be it disaster recovery management, then be it collections management. It has been at the forefront again to reduce the NPAs, and enhanced credit and market risk monitoring. So I'll talk about it more as Finarkin, what we have been doing and how we have been leading the market with the help of account aggregator kind of frameworks and other data sources as well, wherein we have been bringing in that to the AI engine to better assist the maybe a relationship manager, maybe the banks directly to personalize the outbound communications to the customer. At the same time, in a regulated way, have access on the insights to the customers, accounts, customers, financial information. So all of that we have been doing and building use cases on top of it to ensure enhanced credit and market risk monitoring, collections as well. Then the fifth was around employee development. So basically keeping the workforce at the core of all the activities.
Then came the Ease 8.0. So basically what they have done is they have, instead of having 5 different themes, government kind of bucketed it into 4 different, they consolidated it. And now they have 4 themes around socioeconomic impact, around risk, around resilience, and even around innovation and excellence. So in risk and resilience, what they have done is they have covered credit underwriting, or be it your any workflows around modernizing the technology infrastructure or ensuring any data privacy. Like we know after the DPDP, the things have become quite stringent, and that's how the case should be. So government has concentrated a lot on the risk and resilience side of things. The second theme was around innovation. Now AI is at the forefront for each and every sector. So over here, using agentic AI, we have been able to develop a lot of use cases, and we are enhancing a lot of digital and omni channels through this. And right now, we're also addressing some banking needs of gig customers. So as we know that gig customers don't have a good credit history, and they are the ones who require a lot of financial support. So it is great that such initiatives can come in and help those in need. Apart from that, we have also, the Ease 8.0 has also started like on the Viksit Bharat, which Pranav just spoke about, around the socio-economic impact. So they are, apart from having, like deepening the financial inclusion, we're also talking about empowering women, youth, and startups, apart from the gig workers. So what we have done is, in Ease 8.0, people with disabilities, Divyangjan, even they have been a part of this right now, and government wants to make a lot of initiatives wherein they also get all the necessary support possible. The fourth theme is around the excellence. So in excellence, like we just spoke about the customer experience. So they want to they want to make capacity building even better. And with better data-driven decision making, we want to lead to a more insightful kind of a model. The next comparison is with the Ease 7.0 versus the 8.0, as we just spoke about both of them. And if you can see how we have moved from like having different themes and different action items to 4 consolidated themes. Along with it, we have gig workers and PWDs, which have been concentrated upon. The technology focus has also moved from a Gen AI side of things to an agentic AI. So these are major differences, and now the heavy reliance is on account aggregator data. So like with Finarkin, what we have been trying to do is, we are trying to build multiple use cases. So account aggregator is basically a new class of NBFC by RBI, wherein you can get access to a customer's financial data with their consent. And this is possible through different entities which are regulated by RBI. So there are different stakeholders here. One is the financial information provider, The other one is the financial information user. Then there's the account aggregator in between, which acts like a blind data pipeline, which will facilitate the data flow from the financial information provider, such as a bank or an insurance company, to the financial information user. Again, any other bank or say wealth management companies can use that data, provided the customer has given the consent. So that's how this has been enabled through RBI. And right now, around 23 financial information data types are live. And on that, 9 different data types have already started coming in. So this is going to be a huge thing in the coming years, given that this would help the lending sector heavily, the wealth sector to access consent-based data and make better decision-making models. In risk management, the things have moved from a fraud detection kind of a view to advanced credit underwriting, since now we have more access to financial information data, which was lacking earlier. And then we moved on to innovation. We have built around, the EASE 8.0 has built around 25 Gen AI use cases. And inclusion also with PWDs in picture, with ESG scorecards being created. A little while ago, we had a session with Mr. Patil on ESG, and it is good to see that how climate-based initiatives, how ESG data is being inculcated in all this. So Pranav will continue with the EASE reforms impact.
Sure. So this is just maybe a confirmation on what all has been going on by some of the leaders who are leading it at the forefront on some of the social media platforms. But yeah, I'll just touch upon all the points more in the coming slides, wherein from a key achievements perspective, in lines with the themes that were defined, for example, risk and resilience, how the banks have been performing. So when it comes to advancing credit underwriting, 6 out of 12 PSBs now have advanced analytics models based credit scoring models, basically. All of this, the fundamental to which has always been data, and how that data can be brought into the system with ease, wherein again Rajan already touched about account aggregator. I will not talk about that, but again these 6 out of 12 institutions have been doing that, and we have been working with some of them. Then 7 out of 12 have multiple capabilities embedded directly into the loan management system. So loan origination was something that was happening pretty smoothly before this also, maybe from a bureau data or from some other kinds of data. But today what the newness or the niche that account aggregator has built is that you as a bank can get a recurring access to a customer's data whenever his loan is active. And building on top of that, these loan management systems now have account aggregator integrations for bank statements, wherein for you as a customer, they will fetch your data, understand if there are any warning signals, if your account is going somewhere, or maybe the account money is going somewhere where it should not go ideally. So those are the signals that the banks get today, and so as to reduce on the NPAs and so as to reduce on the defaults later on. Similarly, there is a bureau analyzer also that banks have been using, GST integration, MCA financial statement fetching. Again, ITR fetching has also been seamlessly being done right now. It is not a part of this slide, but yeah, it's being done at some of the banks. Then comes to digital collections excellence, again driven by sources like account aggregator, wherein you can on a daily basis get to understand the bank balance of the customer before doing a kind of a presentation wherein the defaults are reduced. Sometimes unknowingly the customer does not maintain a particular bank balance in their account, and that is where banks can now proactively give out communications in a way wherein the customer also won't feel offended. At the same time, their task also would be done. So all these is being driven by these underlying infrastructure, or maybe we can call it a DPI, digital public infrastructure, which helps in turn policies like EASE. Then there is operational resilience again. 8 out of 12 PSBs have set up resiliency operation centers. 4 out of 12 have a patch compliance repositories for IT governance, etc. Innovation and impact, again, now that, so 7 out of 12 PSBs have already formulated Gen AI policies. So policies are in place, everyone is trying to figure out use cases, and today also the market is wide open. I see many students also sitting here. There is a huge opportunity in the financial space to work around this possibility of Gen AI and how it can be implemented, keeping in mind the compliance guardrails, governance guardrails, because that is where the buck stops when it comes to the financial ecosystem. Then again, digital channel enhancement has always been on priority for institutions. Financial inclusion initiatives like the Divyangjan one, basically the person with disability wala, which Rajan already touched upon, and the technology infrastructure, we have already been talking about it. Now, how to track it? That is something also government took it on priority and on at a different seriousness level, wherein they have now been scoring across these themes and looking at the baseline that was set for the past financial year and how these institutions have been performing now. These are certain numbers wherein the institutions have been performing fairly well on innovation, socio-economic impact. There is a huge scope on the excellence and risk and resilience side. Still, there is a huge scope. Bank-wise score for Q1 in FY26. This was recently released actually, wherein the State Bank of India was the top performer. And so there are these top 10 institutions that have been doing fairly well when it comes to aligning with these policies. Again, theme-wise rankings, I can share it across with whoever would be interested. We have a booth outside. We can discuss on every aspect that I have touched upon in detail and would be happy to do that. Again, to end this session with, I'll just touch upon how Finarkin has been aligning with EASE 8.0 with some of the top private and public sector banks, wherein private banks have also taken it on top priority because it aligns fairly well with the business outcomes, business goals as well. So account aggregator integration analytics, basically collecting data via different secure and consent-based data sources has been at the top priority of ours. And that is where we have been bringing in data from, and we have been analyzing, triangulating that data and giving out certain insightful details to the lending customers, wherein they can make sense out of it and they can action accordingly. Then there is the Smart Collect program, basically to reduce e-NACH bounces and at the same time improve on the customer experience with respect to outgoing communications to the customer, depending on the logics that we set forth, depending on customers' financial affluence. Then there is credit underwriting and risk analytics, again touching upon the analytics and advanced analytics side of things. So yeah, that's all from our side. If there are any queries around the reforms, any views, open to take up.
Yes. Any questions?
You have concentrated on PSBs, although in the end you mentioned also private banks. How well the plans of ease and looking at it is progressing with private banks?
So on private bank side, as I said, two themes have been sitting or standing out very well from a private bank's perspective, because that aligns with their business goals. So one is risk and resilience, wherein they would want to tighten the screws on the risk side of things, understanding the customer better even before disbursing giving out a product, a lending product, or maybe any other product, understanding the customer better beforehand. But once it is their customer, after that, servicing that customer better has also been a top priority for private banks as well. And that is where this impact on risk and resilience and innovations is faring pretty well for private banks.
Private banks are dedicating a heavy budget on innovation, and they want to drive this as much as possible. So be it the use of AI or accessing different data sources, private banks have been pushing it to quite some extent. And we can eventually, after the PSBs, we'll see that heavy growth would be there on the private side of things, both on innovation, excellence, and in fact, even with the risk and resilience models. So socioeconomic impact is one part where PSBs are doing very well, because even government mandates them to provide certain kind of loans, like right from having a priority sector lending to giving loans for gig workers and PWDs.
Thank you, sir.
You have no question?
Thanks. This account aggregator is a very interesting topic, very useful for today age companies. One quick question from my side is it similar to all the account aggregator services available in the market right now that you're offering, or is it slightly different?
Briefly touching upon the offerings point of view. So there are 14 account aggregators who are licensed to basically manage consents of the customers. What we as Finarkin do is build data pipes, underlying data pipes that can establish this transfer of data in a secure and a compliant way. This is something that some other players have also been doing. What we are differentiating in primarily is the multi-account aggregator smart switching that we have brought about in between the account aggregators and the lending institutions. Because this fact changes the outcome with respect to the data throughput that we are getting. For example, in the industry today, around only 50% of data throughput is being observed through account aggregator. We are giving it out in a data throughput of over and above 80%. So that is a 30% delta that the customer gets straight out, and that is a key differentiator that we have today.
But one quick point, how many banks are active on this network? And what is the penetration percentage of account aggregator in the lending business that you see today? Because that is a main point, right? Input the way, na? The more the banks which are participating, the more the consumption.
So as of now, almost 550 to 600 institutions are live on account aggregator, with all the public sector banks present, and even on private sector, there's a live chart which you can see on sehmati.org, in which you get to see how each and every bank is being added, not just banks, any financial institution. Because it's now we're talking about financial data. Financial data is right from with a bank, whoever is a custodian of financial data of the customers, be it AMCs, be your banks, be it your insurance companies, till the time they don't provide the data, we'll not be able to use it. So government has also, as a regulatory body, RBI is trying to push for all these entities to, become a provider and then simultaneously also become a user on this. So it's live for lending specifically, which you asked. Lending has been driving almost 70 to 75% of the use cases on account aggregator, followed by wealth sector. So wealth, earlier for any, we all of us, I think most of us must be investing in the equity market. So over there, you must be realizing whenever you talk to any portfolio manager, usually the problem was the access to data. And now that they know that if someone is paying a heavy insurance premium, why can't that customer also start investing in the market? So people would choose either or instead of and. So things have moved to that thanks to access to the data. So
Great.
Anybody else?
we're happy to access, to solve any questions.
This project, that is very good. Huh? That, no, because even you must reach to the finance ministry. You are reached. Sure.
We're trying to see
Because
on the
that
policy
will-
making
they
bodies.
can propagate for you every bank.
That's right.
That measurement, no?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Of course, internally they do.
Some tracking metrics.
So internally do that may not be update
Right.
properly. Sometimes bias may be there.
Right.
Correct.
When a external like CRISIL, if they do work, it is appreciated. Same way, your organization can get that line as a business.
Definitely.
Huh? Okay, come.
Thank you.
Come. आगे इधर आना. Give a big clap to our
So with this, ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to invite on stage Mr. P.N. Shetty, who's the MD and CEO of Rupee Boss. Truly a pleasure having him on board and, of course, welcoming him on stage to give a token of appreciation to our leaders. We'd also like to invite Professor Dr. Sulbha from St. Francis Institute of Management and Research. If Dr. Sulbha is right here, yes, ma'am. We'd request you to please join us. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's all happening at the AI Conclave 2025, wherein we are going to be concluding with the first half of our day with these fabulous speakers and dignitaries who have joined us. Dr. Narendra?
1 minute. See here, Mr. P.N. Shetty, this is called Rupee Boss. They have tie-up with 100 organizations for all bank and NBFC. So in your family or anywhere you need any money for MSME project or any unsecured loan for exigencies, you can contact Rupee Boss, and they will make the smooth. And they also have an internal one analysis by which, in line with the bank, whether these proposals are doable or not. Correct? No. So why I have called you is Finarken also can be one of your. They provide service to aggregator, so you can have the some tie-up. It will help each other. Of course, why I called the Saint Francis is, if you need bright hands for your placement for you, she is there, who can provide you good student. So with that, I request you hand over. One madam, आप हमारा राजू को दे दिए. Yes.
So, well, collaborations happening live in front of you, I would say. Hence, we always say NQ collaborations motto is to have the right people together. Thank you so much to all of you for joining in. Ladies and gentlemen, we've concluded on time, so we hope that we resume on time, which is 2 p.m. IST Indian Standard Time. Again, I'm stressing, we're going to be having our session on how AI can help in investment management landscape. But before you move for lunch, remember the lunch coupons are at the registration desk. So please proceed towards the registration desk, take those coupons, and then proceed towards the lunch area. We hope to see you exactly at 2 p.m. IST, welcoming you before that as well, so that we can begin on time.